This
Can
meeting is
everyone hear
being
us?
recorded.
Hi, good evening. My name is Chris Roy. I'm the director of Cushing Summer. I think I've either spoken to most of you or at least emailed everyone. And this is going to be a little informational session to kind of prep you and your kids for the summer. We are recording this so that it will be posted by Monday on our website. So if you missed anything or if you have to leave early, um, feel free to go back and watch it, and you can slow down and hit the important stuff. Um, I'm going to introduce two of our key staff members here tonight. Miss Christine Monahan. Christine, will you wave so everybody sees you?
Hello.
Christine is our resident life director, and she's going to talk to you a little bit tonight about what goes on campus and what goes on in the dorms. And then Mr. Dan Monahan.
Hello.
And yes, they are married. They are the Monahans. Dan is our operations director, so he handles transportation, which hopefully everyone's got their transportation forms in. And if you haven't, we're going to help you do that tonight. And the logistics of the summer. So he's going to go through what we do on the weekends, how we do our trips, when your kids leave campus, just pretty much anything that we need to do operationally, it's going to go through Dan. So the three of us are going to be the people that you interact with probably the most going into the summer until your kids are on campus and they have their own teachers and they have their own dorm parents and they start connecting with some other people around there. So I think we have a pretty good group of people in here now. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So Miss Monahan, would you get our slideshow started? All right, so just in case everyone, make sure you're on the right place. This is for Cushing Summer. We're going to start. Our first session begins July 1st, and our second session is going to start July 19th. So all the information we're going to do tonight affects both sessions, or if you're going for the whole summer. So you should be able to get everything you need from this talk. This is going to be a list of our summer contacts. This contact list can be found in your parent portal, which we're going to walk through and show you how to get to that. And it's also going to be on this PowerPoint, which is going to be posted also for you to have access to it. So these are going to be the important people. So you don't have to write these down right now, but I'll quickly kind of run through what we have in here just so you understand the terms that we use. So obviously on the left side, you've met all of us. And on the right side, every day we have an administrator on duty. So you'll hear your kids refer to them as the AOD. And what the AOD is, it's someone like us, some of a higher level person during the summer that's in charge of campus, mainly in the evenings. But if you have a problem and you need to reach your child or you need to reach someone at night, you can call the AOD and they carry a phone. Excuse me. They carry a phone and that's the phone number that's in it. And you'll get this again, we'll remind you before the summer to put this in your phone. And this is the quickest way to reach us on campus. If you'll call the administrator on duty phone, that person will get it and they can quickly come and find me or Christine or Dan, and we can get everything solved. The other important numbers, the health center, which we'll talk a little bit more about in a few minutes. But the health center is available 24 hours a day. It is on campus. It is less than a 2-minute walk, or probably less than a 1-minute walk from any of the dorms that your kids are going to be in. And it is fully staffed. It always has nurses on duty. It has a doctor and it also has a nurse practitioner that supervise the facility. And it's a full-blown medical facility. And we get the same staff that the Cushing Academy has during the academic year is also there for the summer. The next number is our security number. And campus security is 24 hours a day. We are in a very rural part of Massachusetts, so we don't get a lot of traffic around our campus, but we do keep an eye on everything. So we have 24-hour security. They have cameras all over campus. Every dorm is key swipe in, so the only people that are going into the dorms are our students. And then the individual rooms are going to have locks on them. So we do a lot to keep the safety of our kids at the foremost. And part of it is our 50-person staff is also keeping an eye on your kids. So campus security is there if you ever need campus security. That's their number. And then Our summer website and our summer portal are the other two places to get important information during the summer. So without further ado, let's move into that portal, if you don't mind, Ms. Monahan. Share my screen. All right. Okay. So if you haven't been to your parent portal yet, this is something that every family has access to. It is actually using the same password that you used when you applied. So if you can go into Cushing Summer .myschoolapp.com. You click that in, it's going to lead you into this portal. And when you come in, this is immediately what you're going to see. And a quick tour is your children will show up on this top button. This is the resource page that you're going to see in here. And in the resource page, it's going to have links to everything that's important for you to access during the summer. So this is the one spot you can come to and get all the information that you need. The other important part is over here in the right-hand corner. There is your files and forms, and it'll show everything that you've already sent in. And if you hadn't sent something in, it would show up as, that you still need to do so. But most of you have done this. If you haven't, the most important things in here right now are your confirmation for your travel, which Mr. Monahan is going to talk about in a little while, but we need to get that in as soon as we can. And just a quick walkthrough here, the summer handbook. The summer handbook, you can come in here and it's a PDF, so you can download it. You can keep it with you. You can read it on the trip, send it with your kids on the plane. But in it is everything that you need for the summer, including packing lists, technology specifications, medical policies, everything that you can think of is going to be in that list. The other key parts are all that contact information we talked, and all the FAQs are in here. You have access to the student bank, health services. A list of trips will always be on here, and then you can get into your tuition and your SNAP accounts. So let's start with the health portal part of this. And in here's a health service guide. And if you click it, it'll give you the rules for the health center, essentially. It'll tell you who the people are, it'll tell you what they cover, what they don't cover. If you are an international, if your student is coming from overseas and you have international insurance, which comes with your tuition, you'll be able to access those policies through this link. And your kids will be enrolled in those policies before they get to camp. We'll make sure that you have a good copy of it. It's a very, very good program. But if you have a chance, read through the health services guide. It'll tell you what's allowed in the dorms and what's not. One of our key rules, which I'm sure Ms. Monahan will remind everyone, is that we don't allow any medications in the dorm. And the reason that we do that, and that's anything over the counter, or vitamins, supplements, anything, because we are a kids community. And we know that kids are moving in and out of each other's rooms, and we want to make sure that they stay safe. So all medicine is distributed through the health center. When your student arrives on campus, we will collect it at check-in. It will go to the health center. They will have a schedule to come and take their medicines. We remind them if they miss it. So it's very important that they keep the medicine out of the dorms. We're going to make sure that everyone stays on schedule with it. The other part of your fun with forms is your SNAP health portal, which is over here on the left. And if you haven't gotten into your portal yet, you're going to click in. There's a place to log in. If it's your first time coming through, it'll ask you to register. If you have any trouble with that, you'll reach straight out to the health center, and their information is straight on here, nice and easy to get to. And we also have a nice SNAP Health introduction video to kind of walk you through the process. Our health center policies are, if a student is ill, they will spend the night in the health center overnight for evaluation. We will let you know every time your student spends the night in the health center. If they just go in for the afternoon because they're hot or they're tired or they need water, you might not get a call about that immediately, but we will let you know. if they're a frequent visitor to the health center, because maybe that's a little sign of homesickness or something that you can help us with. But again, our health center staff is fully professional. If we have any issues and a kid needs to go out to a hospital, we have several hospitals within short driving distance, including the University of Massachusetts Teaching Hospital, um, which is about 40 minutes away. And it's a level one trauma center. It'll cover anything that we possibly need. So I'll just leave you with the health part that your kids are in very good hands. Our staff is excellent and they're very experienced. They've done many years of school years and also many years of summers. So they are very, very prepared. Um, if you have any questions about your health forms or anything about health, you can send an email to healthcenter@cushing.org and our staff will respond. They are very, very good about that and answer any of your questions. The most important thing that I'll leave you with from that department is that we need your health forms in as soon as possible so that we can evaluate them. Obviously, from different countries have different rules, especially for immunization. If we can see your immunization list ahead of time, then the nurses can give you some recommendations. They can tell you if what you have is okay or if we need to start something. But it's very important because they will not be allowed on campus without the right vaccinations. The state of Massachusetts will not allow us to have students on campus that aren't vaccinated within that list of vaccines that you'll see in the health services guide. So if you have any questions, just let us know and we can make sure that we get you an answer. But please do that as soon as possible. Ms. Monahan, you'll go back to the sheet. Mr. Monahan?
Well, yeah, it's my turn now. So by now, all you have hopefully received a email from me with two forms to fill out, both your arrival and departure information. All students, if you're coming for the first session or the 5-week session, need to arrive on July 1st. If you're flying into the area, you're flying into Logan Airport, and we will pick up between the hours of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. on July 1st. All that information is on both the this page, all and the portal, all the resources page, and all the emails that you've received as well. We'll have many of our staff at the airport wearing Cushing polos, very similar to this one, Cushing Summer, or a T-shirt that says Cushing Summer on it. The purple stands out in the airport. Trust us on that one. You'll see us, either myself or Mr. Donnie Connors, who actually looks very similar to me, will also be there, and collecting the students. We will be sending them back kind of in waves. We'll probably have 3 different departures from Logan throughout the day. So the earlier flights will get back to campus on the earlier side, is up to our last flights of the day coming back on the later side. Prior to the arrival date of July 1st, everybody will receive a detailed email from me confirming your travel information that you've already supplied to us. And if you are using our transportation services, either as just the bus transportation or as an unaccompanied minor, depending on the airline, students under the age of 18 may need to fly as an unaccompanied minor. Some airlines allow 14-year-olds to fly by themselves. Some airlines do not. International flights, it also depends. So if your flight, when you have booked your flights, if it has required you to do an unaccompanied minor with the flight, we need you to do an unaccompanied minor as well, because we will have to pick them up from the airline themselves, and there needs to be we will assign one of us. Again, before the actual arrival date, I will send every family that is traveling as an unaccompanied minor the information of the name of the person who is picking you up. If you need a name right now, you can either use my name or Donnie Connors, and I've emailed many families that information as well already. But it's pretty straightforward as we go through the arrival. If you're coming for second session and you're on this the Zoom tonight, or this morning, wherever you may be, you will be arriving on July 19th. And it was the same procedure. So the arrival day of July 1st, July 19th are the same, and then departure of July 18th and August 5th. Those are the two departure days. I know there's a few of you that are coming at some different times, and we've worked out those different travel arrangements with you individually, but the vast majority of you will be arriving on July 1st or July 19th and departing on the 18th and the 5th. So it is pretty, hopefully it's pretty straightforward. Again, I will send confirmation emails to every family prior to arrival so that you know who to expect, who you're looking for, the purple shirts, etc. And we will be going from there. Certainly, um, if this is the first time your son or daughter is traveling by themselves, and it can be a nerve-wracking experience. There'll be a lot of students arriving at the airport at the same time. It's amazing to me every year when we're doing this. There's also plenty of other summer camps throughout New England that are arriving at the same time. And so there's lots of campers and different summer programs in the airport at the same time. It's a crazy day, but it is, but we have it very well organized and they will be in very good hands. If you are traveling to campus as a family or with a car service, what have you, all that information will be sent to you as well. Obviously, most families will be coming directly through Logan, but some of you will be coming directly to our campus and traveling on your own. All that information will be sent to you again about a week prior to the start of summer session. And if any questions, you can always reach out to me. Um, I'm here on campus already. We live here on campus year round, my wife and I. So we're ready to welcome you to campus when you get here in just a few short weeks.
Mr. Monahan, you want to talk about people that may be driving locally that are going to be arriving by car? What time they
Yes, for
should
those
arrive
of
at?
you driving, your arrival time is going to be um, between 10 and noon on the 1st or the 19th. We will have, if our staff's not at the airport, they're going to be here and they're going to be here to welcome you. So about half of our staff will be at the airport and about half of our staff will be here welcoming you and getting you registered, getting your room keys and your IDs and your schedule and all the other stuff that we're about to talk about in the next couple slides that will get you going through your arrival and orientation and really get you moving. As a 3 week student, for those arriving on July 1st or July 19th, um, you're going to really jump right into it right away. So we don't have a long orientation program because you're really getting right into classes and your programs the next day. It'll be a quick walk through your registration, and again, you'll just follow the purple shirts and the signage that will be around campus.
Great. Thank you. All right, Miss Monahan, you want to talk about what's going to happen when they get to campus?
Sure. Hello, everyone. So I will talk about arrival. So once you're here, you will see my residential team all excited with purple shirts ready to welcome. Our daily program includes academics, Immerse, which is our ESL program, Connect, which is study skills and other essentials, and then art. Our technology requirements, as you see, everyone should have a laptop, especially in high school, but we suggest everyone bring them. But other than that computer and a way to provide electricity to it, we provide everything else. So all materials, books, pencils, pens, highlighters, 3-ring binders, construction paper, markers, all those things are here. No need to take up luggage space for that. If you have any questions about the morning schedule or something you want to change, we can change morning classes, but it has to happen before you arrive. So within a few days of arrival, if you'd like to change your morning and space is available, I'll be able to communicate with you. So feel free to email me directly. My email is there, or you can email me at summer session. I read those as well. I want to show you a link to our website that has the daily schedule. Just give me 2 seconds to make this look nicer. All right, so as you scroll down, you'll see this is our main academic building. Most of our classes are not in there in the summer because there's no air conditioning. So that's a very hot place. So usually they're in our science building and math building, which is much better. So we start off every morning with breakfast for the students. Um, one of the three of us or another senior staff member or all of us usually actually are at breakfast to greet the students, make sure they're awake, ready to go. And at that time, we're able to say, uh-oh, Johnny overslept or whatever we need so that we can make sure that student is up, teeth are brushed, and they're out the door. So our team is ready to do that. And depending middle school or high school, um, and whether they do minors and majors, which I think made sense through registration, there'll be time where they'll be in their classes all morning, and sometimes it's two classes, sometimes it's one. And then all of us gather as a community for lunch. There is lots of different varieties of food in the dining hall. Our staff is very responsive to the things that the kids like, so we definitely read them and make sure they all have something. I help the students with food allergies to make sure everyone has a good, healthy something to eat. So we are at all of the meals. All of us are there. Our staff of 50, I would say 95% of them are at every single meal, if not 100%. And then in the afternoon, we move into kind of enrichment, jewelry making, could be art, could be sports, in the C and D blocks. And those are things that your students and families signed up for at registration. And so through the admissions process. So if those are something that needs to change, we're going to have to deal with that when students come to campus. My rule is you got to try things twice and make sure it's the right fit or the wrong fit, because sometimes we kind of follow each other around and we want you to try new things. This is really what the point of our community is. And so on that Friday, if something still doesn't feel right, students can see Mr. Roy or myself and we'll make that change. And then that E block, kids can seek teachers for extra help if there's something else they want to work on. This is when we offer activities like spike ball or kickball on our turf, or more basketball. That seems to be super popular. Set up a volleyball net outdoors, all kinds of fun things that happen during that time. And our interns that are all college students help out with those activities because they're fun and young. Dinner is 5 to 6:30 every night. We usually have a line at dinner ready to eat right at 5. Adults and students are in it. We are hungry and ready to go. And again, that is supervised. We're there, we're present, we're interacting with the students all the time and having a great time. And then 6:15 to 7:15, Monday through Thursday, we have intramurals, which is athletics, tennis, volleyball, basketball, or soccer. Additionally, we have some art clubs. One example last year was we had an embroidery club that met during that time because one of the interns loved embroidery and taught a bunch of students, and it was really cool to see what they made. And then from 7:30 to 9:30, we do have study hall for the high school students, and then kind of a quiet hours type things, a little bit different for the middle school. And then lights out for everybody is at 10 o'clock. They have had a long day. It is warm and sunny and hot in New England, so they are ready for bed because we have kept them busy. So our faculty is with them to help make sure they're all set and back in the dorm and ready for bed. So this is a Saturday schedule. This is the days when we go on trips generally. So there'll be trips to Boston, to museums, to all kinds of different things that students like to do. One thing I want to point out, one of our favorite things is open skate, which is when we open up our ice hockey rink and lend out skates to the students and let them practice and learn to skate. This is usually the most popular thing and one of my personal most favorite things to supervise because it's so fun to see the students try something new and fall, but get right back up again. So we are there in force, and then they have a check-in at
But
10 in the
Ms.
dorm,
Monet,
and then lights out at 11.
Ms. Monet, can I interject just one real quickly since
Of
you just
course.
mentioned our skating facility? So we're one of the few programs in New England that has a ice rink on campus all summer long. So it's only 100 yards from where the dorms are, so the kids can walk up there and skate. And it has become so popular with these skates over the last few years is that we're now offering hockey as an afternoon activity. And it is going to be one of those things that kids can sign up and try, and if they want to switch out of, they can switch out of it. But it is brand new. It's now in our activity choices. And if your child would like to switch and join ice hockey, they can definitely do it, or they can do it the second week or the third week that they're there. You don't need to bring any gear. We're going to have everything. It's going to be non-contact hockey, but it will be some skills. So they'll learn to skate a little bit. They'll learn how to do some stick handling. They'll have a helmet and gloves. And that way When they come home, you can buy them all the gear and find a hockey club for them to join.
Have fun
We're
with
not going to
that.
go down that road. So and don't blame us because it's going to be very popular. The kids are going to love it. If your kid already plays hockey, they are more than welcome to bring their gear because we will have an advanced class, and that advanced class will have a little higher level of skills and drills and let kids, maybe shoot at some goalies or something fun like that. Anyway, I'm very excited about the hockey. So, Ms. Monahan?
Awesome. Thank you. So weekends, Mr. Monahan's going to talk about in a couple minutes. So I'm just going to make sure you see evening program, clubs and activities. We have a cabaret talent show, which is always incredible, and international night. So we do offer activities in the evenings. It's not just homework and studying. It's way more fun than that, for sure. But you'll see an example of the picture I chose for this slide has Coach Molly Malbuff, who is our girls varsity basketball coach, who leads our basketball program. And she's also the assistant director of residential life, which she serves a similar capacity during the school year. So she'll be working with me to make sure everybody has what they need and are comfortable, supported, and all of those pieces. Mr.
So
Monahan, you're up.
now it's my turn to talk about weekend trips in earnest. So one of the things that you may have noticed on the daily schedule sample that Christine showed earlier was assembly time. And so on the beginning of the week, we have an all-school assembly as part of the academic day where Donnie Connors and some of our interns will go through a short PowerPoint and kind of highlight the activities that will be going on each weekend for the students to participate in. We have events that happen Friday night through Sunday, and to get the students off campus from the simplest things of going to the local Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks, which is inevitably one of the most popular trips every year. And it happens every weekend. To we go to Six Flags. Both groups, both the summer one and summer two, both sessions will go to Six Flags. It's a local, at least Massachusetts local, huge amusement park. The students really love going to that, and for that, all trips are supervised by a multitude of our staff. Our students are going to be wearing their name tags all day during the school day here on campus, and they are definitely going to be wearing them when they're on their trips. We have Cushing Summer shirts for them to be wearing, so we will be able, and we'll be with them. The middle school groups, when they go on trips, there's much more supervision with the middle school groups than the high school groups. But all groups are supervised by our faculty between our summer interns, which are our interns are almost all Cushing graduates who are now in college and are giving back in their ways to their alma mater and helping us out during the summer, as well as our full-time faculty that are here for the summer as well. So we do all sorts of great trips. Again, we do the Dunkins and Starbucks trips. We'll also do a trip to Target and Walmart, whether it's just to get items that they forgot or they needed, to get souvenirs and things like that, which a lot of students will want to do before they go back home. We do have a campus bookstore and campus store that has those items as well. So if they need something real quick, laundry detergent or things like that, they can even get that right on the campus store. So there's those opportunities. They don't necessarily have to leave campus for that. The big trips, the students will sign up in advance, as it says, so that we know we have enough bus space, or if we need to get more buses, etc., to take them around to the different places. We use a system that I think we're talking about a little bit later as well, maybe.
Sure. I'll
It's
talk
a
about it.
it's a reach. It's a software system that we use. You don't have to worry about it as parents. The students don't necessarily have to worry about it, but it's a way for us to check in the students where we know where they are. So when they go on a trip, we will put them on a reach. We'll know they're on a reach. When they come back, we'll put them back on campus in the system. We'll know they're back on campus. We use it in the dorms at night. Christine and I are both dorm parents during the school year. during the summer, we serve as the AOD in that AOD role that Chris mentioned earlier, the administrator on duty. But we'll both be in and out, and all three of us will be in and out of the dorms all summer. The students will all definitely know who we are and be familiar faces for all of them. If they have questions about these weekend trips, whether it's a full day trip or just a quick trip over to Target.
Thanks, Mr. Monahan. I'm going to expand a little bit on some of the things that he started to say in there. Back on that parent portal, there was a box called Trips and Special Events. So every week when Mr. Connor shows the students the PowerPoint and says, these are the options for the week, they have from Monday to Wednesday to choose their trips and sign up. We post that online so that you as the parents can maybe weigh in, because some of the weekends of trips might be Six Flags or the Museum of Science in Boston, and you may want your child to go to the Museum of Science. Or we have a Harvard and MIT tour day, or going whale watching. Like there'll be a lot of different options in there, and we want the kids from a growth standpoint to make the decisions themselves. However, we know that as parents, you're spending a lot of money to send your child to this campus, and you want them to have a full experience. So we post these online for you to then reach out to your child and say, hey, I saw these for the trips. What are you thinking? Because like Mr. Monahan said, or Miss Monahan said, one of them, that the kids will find friends and they're going to change their minds and want to do things. So that's why we don't sign up for all the trips in advance, because the end of the very first week, right before we take up on Friday, 50 kids would say, I'd like to switch my trip because all the guys in my dorm are going on this trip, or I met these people in algebra class and we're going to go to the Museum of Art together. So we want the kids to have a little ownership. We want them to make these decisions. They will make those decisions. They'll sign up for the trips. You will inevitably have to approve them because all the transportation is included in your tuition. The fees to get into individual activities are not. So if there is an admission ticket, or if it's a Red Sox game, the Red Sox tickets, they will come with an additional charge. We get very good rates on everything. It's not something that we mark up. It's something that, we keep it at the lowest possible amount. But it will be an additional charge for some of these trips. And so we want to give you a little bit of a heads up as a parent, so that you know. And I'll show you at the end of this session how what tools that we have in the portal for you to pay for things through the student bank. But trips, we will definitely give you a lot more information as we get closer. And like Mr. Monahan said, they are very well supervised. It's something that we've been doing for a lot of years. When our kids going into Boston, and there's a trip to Boston every weekend, we know where the kids are at all times. And it's something that's important. And so I know that people have different safety concerns. Just know that what you see on TV is not what's going on in Boston in the areas that we're going to. We're going to make sure that the kids are always in a safe zone. We are very aware of if anything is going on, if there's any protests or anything planned, we're going to go somewhere else. And that's our flexibility. And again, out where we are in Ashburnham, Massachusetts, it is crickets and lightning bugs at night. It's a beautiful, beautiful, quiet town. Okay. That being said, I think, is it me for evening activities?
No, next
No.
is Christine, I
Next
think.
slide. No,
Oh, that's
me, free time.
Oh, yeah, free time.
All right. So we talked a little bit about the activities that we have going on around campus. Your student does not have to leave on the weekend to have a good time. We have plenty of things that are going to be going on, including an open gym, which if you haven't had a chance to go online and look, the gym at Cushing is really, really spectacular. It's beautiful basketball facility. We have a beautiful volleyball facility, and we have lots of weights and machines for kids that want to go work out. We also have a student center, which is right in the main area, right below our dining hall. And in that student center, there's a television, there are video games, there's pool tables, ping pong, lots of board games. It's a place that will have karaoke at night, or will have make your own Sundays. It's really a place for kids to kind of come together and do things. So that weekend trips that we do are wonderful. They are not required, and there are plenty of students who choose to stay on campus and do these other activities, and we make sure that there is a big group of activities for them to do. One of the things that they can do is go into town. And the town of Ashburnham is about 2 blocks long. And in that 2 blocks, this is everything. Miss Monahan made the list. There's a little corner convenience store. There's a nail salon. There's 3 restaurants, an ice cream shop, and a bagel place, and an ATM. And that's it. So we're not worried about the kids going too far, getting into too much trouble. But during their free time, they have the ability to go as long as they let someone know that they're going. And they're going to go with someone. The younger students are always going to go with a friend, and they're going to check in. And like Mr. Monahan said, we have this reach system so that we know where kids are. But it is a short walk into campus, into town. And when I say a short walk into town, our property is here, there's a street, and then that's town. So you're literally crossing the street to go to town. So it's very close and very safe. But we'll explain all the rules to your children when they get here, and make sure that everyone is on the same page when it comes to that. All right. Ms. Monahan, I think you're up.
Yes. So one thing I just wanted to add about what Mr. Roy just said is we frequent these businesses downtown all the time because they're the closest place to shop. So when we're in there, they'll say, "Hey, when are the summer students coming?" And I said, "July 1st. Hang on until then." So just so you know, those are businesses that I frequent. We all frequent, so they're very familiar to all of us. The people who work in the restaurants and the stores and all of those, like the faculty look familiar. They recognize the students. It really is a small town, and those businesses, is the support of students during the school year in the summer is important. So the other piece that I want to talk about is our dorm support and expectations. So this the staff that works in our dorms is most of them are Cushing faculty and do this all year long. So we know how to help students feel comfortable. We know how to serve as parents without being their parents, and really work to encourage the students to live independently. So you will get from me early next week an email with exactly what your students signed up for in terms of classes and afternoon activities, and as well with a little survey about how your student lives, what kind of things they're looking for in a roommate, sort of some things that will help us prepare for who we have. If we realize that something is really popular with students, then we can learn how to do it, learn more about it. 2 years ago, we made so many Taylor Swift friendship bracelets. We put Etsy out of business, right? So we want to be responsive to what's happening. And so we want to make sure that we can get that information. And we partner students from other countries intentionally so that they can learn English and practice English, because that's really the best way, is to sort of force yourself. So you'll see that we'll pair students with different students from different countries, American students with international students, and that sort of thing. Our study hall, as I mentioned, 7:30 to 9:30, Sunday through Thursday, lights out at 10 p.m. on weekdays and 11 on weekends. And our Wi-Fi turns off at 11 p.m. until 5 a.m. so that students can rest. It's really important that we turn that off because they're young and they don't know that they need to go to bed. So we encourage that. And we do that during the school year too. Bathrooms and common areas are cleaned daily. We have the same staff that cleans our dorms during the school year, comes in and helps us during the summer. There's supplies to help students keep their rooms clean, which is exactly the same sort of things we do during the school year as well. Dorm parents, there's a minimum of 2 adults that work in the dorm, that live in the dorm, often more, but definitely 2 that live in that building with the students, and those are full-time Cushing faculty members. So we just did this from September until last week, and then we'll start again and do it again. So these are skilled folks who know exactly what they're doing. Laundry machines are available. We help students learn to do laundry, a lot of independent skills, especially for students who may end up going to boarding school. This is great practice. One of my students who I taught this year, who was with us in Cushing Summer, said laundry and knowing the campus were the 2 best things about summer session. And so we make sure we teach everyone how to do that. We provide obviously beds, but pillows, sheets, and blankets, and then help the students learn how to make their beds and all of those things. So a lot of independent skills, like working through challenges and that sort of stuff. And our staff is super equipped. That bottom picture shows two faculty members in their purple polos welcoming students to campus, and that was one of a million photos I could choose from.
Okay. Um, now, this is me, right? Yep. Okay. So two other things. We briefly mentioned the campus store, and our campus store is also below the dining hall, attached to our recreation room, and it is open, every day, Monday through Friday, and on a couple of the weekends whenever we have something special going on. But there are drinks and snacks in there. There's additional school supplies if there's something that your child really, really wants. And then there's like cushion logo stuff and toiletries, anything you might have forgotten. The first night of every session, we will take the whole campus. Anybody who wants to go, we will go do a Walmart or a Target run to pick up soap and shampoo and anything, something you might have forgotten. So if your student gets on a plane or in your car and he rolls in and he says, "Oh my gosh, I forgot my toothbrush," either we have them in the store. Miss Monahan has some in her desk, some that we can definitely use, or we'll go to Walmart and they can pick up a new one. And we do that the first night to get everybody settled and make sure that they have what they want, because if your child comes and they're prepared and they have things, they will be more comfortable and more likely to acclimate quickly and jump into the activities. The mail room is also in the same building, also right next to the store, and it's open every week. And your children can get mail, including deliveries from Amazon. We don't encourage Amazon shipments coming during the summer, but again, if they forgot something or they need something, you can definitely have it shipped to them. That is the address that you'll use, or just Cushing Academy, your child's name, and then the school's address. It all comes in, and we'll make sure that they get it. Because another thing, yeah,
Let me put a note about Amazon. Some of you may live in larger urban areas where you can order something and get it even that same day from Amazon or the next day. It typically takes another day or two for things to get to Ashburnham because, again, we are kind of rural. So just keep that in mind. The biggest thing is that we want packages to arrive when your children are still here. If they're already gone, it's going to be really hard for us to get you the packages back. So keep in mind the timing if you are going to order something directly to us, because it typically takes another day or two, even
right,
longer to get here than it does to some urban areas.
very good point. And also, we don't have deliveries on the weekends, so um, kind of plan that way too if they need it. All right, the student bank. So the student bank is in our business office, which everyone should know the business office is where you pay your tuition. And it is available 5 days a week for students to withdraw money if you put it into their student bank account. And I am going to share my screen and walk you through this really quickly. Back on our back on our parent portal, we have two ways that you can pay into the student bank. We have one is the student bank. You click on it, it deposit funds into your account, um, and it'll go straight into your Blackbaud account. So this is linked to your tuition account in Blackbaud. And you can put the money in here and either pay it with a credit card or with Flywire or with a bank transfer. And what it is it is just going to be cash that your child can withdraw from our business office if they need cash for a trip. Now, I know that some of you are coming from countries where everything is available with credit cards these days. The U.S., we still have some areas where um, cash is still needed. So we keep it and make sure it's available. We also have an ATM on campus at our campus store, which can be accessed at any time. So if you don't want to put it into here, your students can withdraw cash from the ATM at any time that they need. This is immediate. As soon as you put it in, it'll come and you just tell your child to go to the office and they can withdraw the money. You can also put money in here for them to charge their trips, so any of those trip fees that we mentioned, or in the campus store. So if you have money in your student bank and your child wants to go get a soda or chips or something from a snack from the campus store, all they do is go in, they'll show their ID, the store will charge it to their account and the money will come out of here. The second way to get to your um, to deposit money in the bank is going to also be the same place that you pay for any trip transportation that you may want to add. And you can add this. You'll update the travel form with Mr. Monahan, and you can come in here. And it's the same thing. It will show you student bank is in here. It also has Logan transportation. And if you needed to pay anything on your tuition, you can do it through here also. While we're in here, just to clarify, because this is a question that comes up every year with the transportation fees. These are transfer fees from Logan Airport out to Cushing. If your child is flying as an unaccompanied minor, we will assign a faculty member to be there at the airport, follow the full rules of the airlines, which generally means being there an hour or two before the flight lands so that they're definitely there. They have to check in. They have to stay until everything gets cleared before the child can leave. And on the return side, can't leave the airport until after the plane actually takes off. So you have someone that's assigned, which is where this fee comes in. It's something that we supplement our staff on. If you are doing unaccompanied minor, you do not have to pay the additional $75 transfer. This is for students who are traveling alone or as a group and want to ride the bus. But this is not the unaccompanied minors. So it's two different things, $75, and you can do it one way and not the other way. It's completely up to you. You can add this at the last minute. But you'll let Mr. Monahan know if your transportation changes at all so that we can make sure that we have some accountability and know where your child is. And that includes if you're driving to campus. We just need to know that you're driving to campus. That way we're running around the airport looking for a student that we're not sure of where they are. So that should be that part. And I think that's about it for the night. I know we covered a lot of information. So again, that's why we recorded it. We're going to post it. You can go back and check. But just remember that in the parent portal, all this information is there. You can find everything that we spoke about in the parent portal or on the website. And if you haven't really kind of gone through the website, please do, particularly with your program choices. If you and your student have not gone through those in a while, go through it and see if there's something that appeals to them more, or if they're happy with their program, that's great. Take a look at the afternoon activities and just kind of review and think what they may want to do. Ms. Monahan's going to send you a list of what they're currently signed up for. And again, for students that registered in December, they may have forgotten what they've signed up for. And we want to remind them before they get there so that you can come prepared. A couple of little tips that we kind of picked up along the years was we do provide pillows and sheets and blankets and towels for the room. Sometimes students like to bring their own pillow or at least their own pillowcase so that their bed is a little bit more theirs. And because they're going to have a roommate, we're going to make sure that they're have a chance to make a friend really, really quickly. So it's also good to kind of maybe talk to your child a little bit about, all right, how are you going to introduce yourself when you meet your roommate? Because that can be a very key point. And the dorm staff will help. But any prep that you can do with them before is going to be great. The more information your child has about Cushing and about what's going to happen during the summer, the more comfortable they're going to be when they arrive. We call this inoculating against homesickness because comfort is what is going to make that homesickness go away. They're going to get comfortable, they're going to make a connection, and then they're going to be present with us. Keep that in mind when you want to check on them. And because we have Wi-Fi over campus, a lot of opportunities for parents and kids to maintain contact. Be a little disciplined, be a little tough sometimes, but give your child a little space, at least for those first couple of days, so that they can get engaged on campus and have a chance to make some friends here. They'll share it with you. They'll tell you the information, and by the fourth or fifth day, they're going to ignore your call and send you straight to voicemail. If they do that a few too many times, let me know, and I will make sure that they answer your call. We've definitely had occasions where the student just like, I'm just too busy to talk to mom, and I'm like, nope, she doesn't understand. You have to talk to her once a week. So, we'll help you out there because we're all parents. We understand what it's like. And actually, our children are working at Cushing Summer this year. Both of the Monahan's boys are going to be there, and my youngest daughter is going to be there. So, we understand what it's like to be a parent. We understand what it's like to have your kid away from home. So please, if you have any questions, you reach out to us. No question is too silly or too small. And it's definitely nothing that we haven't heard before. So, let us know if you have any questions or concerns. And, we're here for you. And we hope that your child's ready for a really excellent experience. And do you guys have anything to add?
We're looking forward to having you here. It's really is an exciting time. It's one of the things that we look most forward to every year. Um, we live and work at Cushing year round, but Cushing summer is just it's different. It's fun. It's intense. We've got students from all over the world, and and the U.S. and it's just a lot of fun. And we hope your kids have a lot of fun with us too.
All right. And on that note, just think sunshine because we can always use sunshine thoughts all summer long. All right. Thank y'all. We're gonna end this now, and what we will do is, if there's any questions that you have, we will try to respond to those. But we're gonna post this recording, and again, it'll be up by Monday. You can go back through it and see if there's anything that you might need. All right. Have a
Thank
great
you.
night, day,
Thank
or
you.
weekend.